Elvis Presley News Report for the month of November 2016. In November, Collector's Label Follow That Dream released Gold Records Volume 4 as a special edition 2 CD set in their classic album series, and on vinyl the 2 LP set Today, the original session mixes. At the beginning of November, the album The Wonder of You continues to conquer the world. In New Zealand it entered at number 5 and in Australia at number 4. A week later, the album climbed in New Zealand to number 2 and in Australia to number 3. In the Billboard 200 album list, this CD had a disappointing stay. It entered at number 47 and dropped to 131 in its second week, though it got a hotshot debut in the classical list where it came straight in at number 1. It was disappointing to see that Sony USA did not provide Billboard with the correct sleeve. The Elvis Presley News Report contacted Billboard twice about this error, but it was unfortunately not rectified. On the 5th of November, the album entered the United World Chart at number 7, shifting 80,000 copies. The next week it sold another 53,000 units. The following week it sold 46,000 units, making a total of 179,000 in the first 3 weeks. In England, The Wonder of You album dropped from 1 to 2, selling 35,000 copies in its second week. In the third week, the album dropped to 3, selling 28,000 copies. In the fourth week, the album went to number 5, selling 29,000 copies. In 4 weeks, the album reached the gold status as it sold 155,000 in total. On November 11th, The Wonder of You reached its peak in Germany with the 11th place. Big news! Mike Medler of soundandvision.com interviewed the production duo Don Reedman and Nick Patrick of the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra. Medler asked if we will see a third installment in this RPO series in 2017. Nick Patrick answered, "We hope very much that there will be a third Elvis installment, yes." While Don Reedman was more convincing by saying, "We are making an Elvis Christmas album." To be continued. Elvis was inducted into the Kenpo Karate Hall of Fame on November 5th. Elvis received his 8th degree black belt certificate at the Tennessee Karate Institute in Memphis in September 1974. On November 5th, the Elvis and Margaret Love in Las Vegas book was released. KJ Consulting is publishing this 150 pages softcover book. This is a limited edition of 900 copies. On November 9, a new American president was being elected. Unfortunately, Elvis did not receive enough electors to become the next president. The good news is that Elvis will always be the king, no matter what. On November 11th, Cliff Richard released his 101st album called Just Fabulous Rock and Roll. The opening track of the album, Blue Suede Shoes, is a duet with Elvis Presley. The album entered the charts in the UK at number 4. HBO is putting the finishing touches on a 2-part, 3-hour documentary with the complete cooperation of the Presley estate dedicated to the life and music of Elvis Presley. No broadcast date for the still untitled film, which tracks Presley's life from childhood to his final Jungle Room recording sessions in 1976, has been announced. Since this documentary is produced by Sony Pictures Television and Ernst Jurgensen is a co-producer, we expect that also a CD will be released to promote this project. Graceland is ready for the holiday season, as Country Music Award winner singer-songwriter T.G. Shepherd flipped the switch on the traditional lights and decorations during the annual lighting ceremony on Thursday, November 17. The Elvis on-screen concert in Melbourne has already sold out, and a second show has been added, June 10, 2017. Special guest for the tour is Jerry Schilling. The If I Can Dream Live Experience Arena Tour in the UK ran from November 17 till November 24. 2 video screens were used, one in front featuring Elvis close-up, while a second, larger cinema screen is used behind the orchestra for extra videos. Cities visited were Glasgow, Leeds, Cardiff, Birmingham, London and Manchester. Elvis Presley Enterprises has announced the official opening date for its new entertainment complex, now named Elvis Presley's Memphis, which is currently under construction. The grand opening will be on March 2, 2017. Sad news. Joe Esposito passed away at the age of 78 after a year of declining health. Joe was Elvis's right-hand man and one of his dearest friends. He spent nearly 17 years by the side of Elvis as his road manager and confidant. Joe met Elvis in 1960 while being in Germany when they were drafted into the army. Their friendship lasted literally until the day Elvis died at Graceland 17 years later. Joe was one of the first who found the body of Elvis in the bathroom. After Elvis's death, he worked for a year at Graceland to settle all outstanding issues. From then on, Joe worked as a road manager for the Bee Gees, John Denver, Karen Carpenter, Wayne Newton and Michael Jackson. 4 years ago, his wife Martha passed away. May Joe rest in peace. That's it for this month. Hope to see you next time. Until then, have a happy Elvis Presley Day.